The Chinese regime makes it a point to legitimize its rule with explosive growth over the past decade. But hidden behind that growth is billions of dollars in foreign aid given to China every year. And now some are wondering whether the country should be getting any foreign aid at all.
In 2008, China spent more than $40 billion on the Beijing Olympics. It also holds more than $1 trillion of foreign debt and has been investing heavily overseas through its state-owned companies. So many have wondered why the world's fastest-growing economy is getting $2.5 billion in foreign aid each year from countries like the U.S. who actually owe money to China. Most foreign aid to China is geared towards combating poverty, building infrastructure in rural areas, or aiding various human rights campaigns.
Well, I think there's a lot of poverty in China, and a large proportion of the world's population of poor people in the world are living in China. So I think that there are good cases to provide aid to countries like China.
Between 2001 and 2011, the U.S. gave China $310 million in aid. That is even when the wealthiest 70 delegates of the Chinese regime's National People's Congress are worth almost $90 billion, more than 11 times the net worth of the entire U.S. Congress. Officially, the U.S. aid is used to, quote, promote human rights, democracy, the rule of law, and environmental conservation in China and Tibet. Despite having a group of extremely wealthy people, China's per capita income is low. That's why it technically remains a developing nation under UN standards. As such, China is not only an aid recipient, but also gets concessions on international treaties. An example is the Kyoto Protocol. The treaty regulates greenhouse emissions, but China is exempt because of its developing nation status, so it's been able to freely burn almost as much coal as the rest of the world combined. 47% of the coal burned every year is burned in China. It's led to some of the worst pollution on the planet. So why do countries give China aid?
And I think that, countries like the UK, where I'm based, may be still interested in providing aid to China to enable them to have a dialogue around global challenges and global issues.
But that might be becoming a thing of the past. In March, the Canadian government said it would stop all aid to China by 2015. And inside the United States, calls are growing for the U.S. to do the same.